when you come to the Palm Springs Desert Resort communities, you're probably going to want to get out and check out the desert. And we're going to do just that with Desert Adventures Eco Tours by Jeep and our buddy here, Mitch. So Mitch, what are we going to see on this tour?
Well, Murph, what we're going to do is we're going to take you back on this property behind you here. That's all part of the Wilhelm Matata Ranch. We've been here 20 years. This is not open to the general public, so it's an amazing thing we can show you. We're going to take you into an oasis. You're going to see water bubbling right out of the ground, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're going to visit a Cahuilla Indian Village. It's over 1,800 years old site. And then we're going to take you down right into the center of the fault and visit an old mine camp. So a lot of great things to see out here.
And you mentioned the fault. That's the San Andreas Fault.
This is the big one. That's the San Andreas Fault right behind you there. What you see all pushed up out of the ground is fault gouge. And you mentioned earlier the trees, how the palms, the skirt comes down to the ground. Those are natural palm oases where the water's coming down, hitting a damming effect below and pushing up right out of the ground. They're actually native to our desert, the Washingtonian Phylifera.
Let's check it out.
You got it. Yep, right up there.
Thank you, sir.
Grab a seatbelt there and we'll be off on an adventure of a lifetime.
First stop for us on the Jeep tour will be the Oasis. So we'll see you out there. Let's roll, Mitch.
You got it. Here we go. Now you can see as we move up closer here, the fault gouge is basically just clay. It's granite, feldspar,
just
gypsum,
grinds up, huh?
Or it's all ground to ground between these huge tectonic plates, the Pacific and the North American, compressed together and pushing up out of the ground. It's basically uplift.
All right, Mitch, we're in the Oasis, okay? And I see a palm tree, but you told me on the way here it's really not a tree. What is it?
Absolutely. The palms are actually giant blades of grass. They're members of the grass family, not the tree family. So you can win some money on a bet on a palm tree. Most people wouldn't know that. But actually, a 95-foot tree only has a 6-foot root ball. But what's truly amazing, because the roots are so shallow to the surface, means there's water right below us here.
Yeah.
And these are siphoning water up to the top of the palm. The palm fruit comes out, not dates on these. The little berries on the ground are palm fruit, and that would be a source of food, vitamins and minerals. And then when you go inside these, it's amazing. This cluster of palms creates a natural air conditioner. It's like a swamp
Let's go check it out, man.
So what happens is the water is evaporating through the surface, and the convection pulls the hot air up and the cool air in. You find cool air swirling around you inside the palm area here.
So I'm standing in here, and we just came from about 90 degrees, and I'm guessing it's about 70 in here?
About 70-some in here.
Yeah.
And the hotter it gets outside, the cooler it's going to get. You can feel that cool air right now, just like a breeze going around us. And it's going to keep getting cooler as the day gets hotter.
So in the middle of summer, if it's 120 degrees, right outside...
about 80, 81, right at that range there.
So truly nature's air conditioning.
Great place to sit in nature's air conditioner. They would have cut a hole just like this and set in here, weaving baskets, whatever. Nice and cool spot all summer long.
Awesome. Now, one of the things I noticed is when I look at these things, they look like great woolly mammoths. They're not like what you see going down Rodeo Drive.
Yeah, exactly. The ones you see around town are what you call strip. They had all this pulled off of them and right down to the trunk of the palm. This is called a skirt. And so you see how the skirt comes when the dried fronds, when the fronds bloom on the top, the dried fronds come down, creating the skirt. That's what a palm tree really looks like. They're called virgin palms because she's never raised her skirt. When they're touched by fire or man, then you'll see the ones you see here where they've got the burn taking place.
So now we want to go check out this little walkway here, and we're going to get down to sort of where the water bubbles out. But before then, you're going to show me something that was critical for really the hunters.
Well, absolutely, yeah. The entire oasis is critical to the Native Americans when they were living here. The big green bush to the right is mesquite bean. That's honeybean mesquite. Made their bread out of that. And of course, we talked about the palm fruit, vitamins and minerals, protein in these two. But this plant you see growing here is arrowweed.
Arrowweed.
Arrowweed. And if you look how straight this grows, that's your arrow shafts. And the Indians could just take these off and trim them down.
Very easily,
And there were their arrow shafts. So it's very easy to turn these into arrows and spears. They called it arrowweed.
All right.
They would also eat the root of this for a source of starch. And there was a shiny black skin around it. They'd rub in their hair. That would kill head lice. So lots of uses for the plant.
Wow. And now when you come down here, we're walking along literally like an opening, and I actually hear the water running, but it's hard to connect the two because it's so dry here.
It's flowing right down, and it's only 2 feet below us, and it's hard to imagine, isn't it? But now you see it. This is a fissure, by the way, that opened up as a result of the movement of the fault, and then water rushing down through here. And as we come down through, it allows us to come down and actually see how that water flows. Keep in mind, the palms have only that shallow root structure. So if you see them, there's got to be rather close by. But you come down here and you'll see the water just flowing right out of the ground.
I can see it right here. Yeah.
And this, by the way, has never stopped flowing in over 30 million years, as I mentioned earlier. And it flows the entire width of the fault. You notice when we were out on the desert floor looking up how it was green all the way across the base of the Big Bend?
Yeah.
The water flows the entire width. Here we get to see more because of the fissure that we're standing in.
And again, you feel the coolness because the water is keeping this area cool.
And feel the water. It's actually not as cold as you'd think, but it's nice and
Still
cool.
pretty cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And very clean water. Because this water is pushing down, going up over the gouge, coming down again through the gouge, hitting the clay plate, the damming effect here, pushing it out of the ground, creating the oasis. And then it's got one more trip, because you notice when we drove in, you didn't see a drop of water, did you?
Right.
So it's going to hit the sand and just seep down below, and it drops down into our aquifers below our valley.
Well, now you've checked out the oasis. Now what we're going to do is take you to the actual San Andreas Fault, and we're going to see what that experience is like here on our Jeep adventure. Let's go.
Right now we're coming through what is called a slot. This is all uplift from these two plates colliding below us. You're dead center in the fault right now. On either side you can see the two angles coming up and pushing together. This is with lots of erosion taking place here. We're walking on hard pack, but in a major quake this could loosen up and we'd be in for a heck of a surprise.
Very cool.
Basically the fault is 1,000 miles long,
Yep.
200 feet is its narrowest point, 3.5 miles wide at its widest point. At this section here, it's 2.25 miles wide. We've now driven 1.5 miles right into the center of the fault. And you're standing right in the center
And this
where it's
is
all happening.
this is the push-up, right?
This is called uplift, yeah.
And uplift. And so we've got the Pacific plate and the North American plate
Right.
below us. What would happen to us if we had a little bit of an earthquake right now?
Well, a little bit of an earthquake, you look above, you see the little rocks up there? We would be showered with rocks. That would be a
Nice.
little bit of an earthquake. A big bit of an earthquake, we're going to open up and this is going to come crashing in and that'll be it for us.
You might not see the show if that happens, right?
They'll find that camera and go, look, Ma, was that digital? Like back then. But it's pretty amazing here. Everyone thinks you're looking into a crack, but we take you right inside and it's all pushing up out of the ground around you.
Great.
These plates are capable of great movement. They have slid as much as 27 feet in 1 minute and 33 seconds.
Wow.
So think about it. See all this uplift? This is exactly what happened a year and a half ago to create that tsunami. A 9-point magnitude quake, 1,000 miles long, every bit as the San Andreas, and it's pushed together, dropped, and pistoned up, just like you see here, 60 feet up into the water.
Wow.
And a lot of this was underwater back then, but this is constantly moving. These are constantly growing. Because of the pressure of these two plates, the Little San Bernardinos and the San Bernardinos north of us, they're among the fastest growing mountains in the world today.
For that particular reason. Well, they're very cool. We're standing right here over the fault, and some great information for you. And now we're going to actually head out of here and check out a mining town.
We're going to take you to the old Wilhelm Mine Camp, and that's a site we have for big parties and corporate groups that like to come, as well as part of our Pioneer Tour. We start there and take you to the homesteads and all. It's kind of a fun venue, and we'll show that on the way out.
Let's go check that out.
A little bit of gold
After you,
pan.
sir. All right, Mitch, we escaped any possible death scenario in there, so that's good news.
We're not out yet, but we're getting there.
All right, let's hop on board.
And now we'll head on down to the mine camp.
All right.
It's amazing all the incredible uplift you see here. There's owl's nests and everything up on these cliffs. So keep your eyes peeled. You never know what you're going to see. We even have golden eagles out here.
Awesome. All right, Mitch, we're at this mining town. Talk to me a little bit about what you've done here.
Exactly. This is Fault Line, California. This is the site of the original mine camp for the Wilhelms and all. We've recreated it, and we use this for venues for parties and corporate events, that type of thing. We've even had weddings out here. And we try to bring it to life. We're all in the costumes and bring the characters back to life.
Oh,
and
so you
tell
got the
history.
gunslingers, you know, the guys coming?
We do. We hold up the buses and we arrest them and we bring it. I'm Thaddeus Turnbull, the mayor of the town, so I got a top hat and a vest and the whole
very
thing here.
cool.
We just bring the whole thing to life. And we bring them here, let them see what it's like. There's a lot of fun artifacts here, a lot of stuff we found actually buried out in the desert here as well.
Yeah.
And we take them tours down through the damn coal mine and let them pan for gold, and they keep what they find, and just a really fun venue for people to come out.
You can pan right over there?
Absolutely, they can pan
All right,
right
let's
there.
go. We're going to go check out the mine. That's what I want to see. I want to see the mine.
Yeah, the mine's pretty good, and we got a lot of the photographs and displays there from the Wilhelm family. Louis Wilhelm actually came here in the 1880s, traded 2 prize jackmills and a buckboard wagon for his first 80 acres of land.
All right.
That's now today known as the Wilhelm.
So you're giving us a little light, which is good.
Preserve. Yeah. A little bit of light. This is Louis Wilhelm and Tom Atkins. That's whose property we're on right now, is the Wilhelm property. Way back in the 1800s, you can see what it was like out here. There was no Costco and Home Depot.
No,
so
man.
you had to come in, of course, working in the clay. Now, most people think you're looking for nuggets of gold, but this is what you're actually looking for, quartz. The gold is found in the veins of quartz. So the miners going up these canyons and back up where we just came from, prospecting, we're looking for quartz outcroppings. And if they got lucky, they found a vein of gold. If they got really lucky, it got bigger. And if they got really lucky, it got bigger and bigger into what we called a mother lode. Not the same odds as you winning the California lottery.
Well, we'll see you on the outside of the mine, because we're going to go deeper and deeper and discover some new things.
So there you go. That's the old Wilhelm mine.
And it's bright outside in the light, so Mitch, that was awesome. What a great trip. Really appreciate all your insights, and I recommend it strongly. You need to get out of downtown, enjoy the desert, and what a great way to see it with Jeep Adventures.
Well, thanks, Murph, and we're glad to have you out with us, and invite all your people to join us someday.
Thank you.
You'll have a great time.
Excellent.